Charles Trask is a key character in East of Eden, written by John Steinbeck. Published in 1952, the novel explores generational conflict, moral struggle, and the enduring question of whether human beings are bound by fate or capable of choice. Charles Trask is the elder son of Cyrus Trask, characterized by physical strength, emotional intensity, and deep insecurity. Driven by jealousy and a desperate need for paternal approval, he becomes a tragic figure shaped by resentment, guilt, and unfulfilled longing for love. One character story. Charles Trask grows up alongside his younger half-brother, Adam Trask, under the strict and often emotionally distant authority of their father, Cyrus. From an early age, Charles displays a volatile temperament. He is hard-working and capable, but struggles with feelings of inferiority, particularly in comparison to Adam, who seems to receive more affection from their father. A defining moment in Charles's life occurs when both brothers give gifts to Cyrus. Charles carefully selects a knife he believes his father will value, while Adam gives a stray puppy. When Cyrus reacts more warmly to Adam's gift, Charles is overwhelmed by jealousy and rage. In a violent outburst, he nearly beats Adam to death. This incident establishes a central conflict in Charles's character: his inability to reconcile his desire for love with his destructive impulses. Despite this violence, Charles's feelings toward Adam are complex. He experiences both hatred and a longing for reconciliation, reflecting an internal struggle between affection and resentment. After Cyrus's death, Charles inherits the family farm and remains behind, living a largely isolated life marked by routine and bitterness. When Adam returns from the army, the brothers attempt to coexist, but their relationship remains strained. Charles becomes suspicious of their father's wealth, suspecting it was gained dishonestly, yet he accepts it and continues to manage the farm. His life is defined by stagnation, as he neither escapes his environment nor fully resolves his inner conflicts. Charles also encounters Kathy Ames, Adam's future wife. He recognizes her manipulative and dangerous nature more clearly than Adam does, yet he is drawn to her in a complex and morally ambiguous way. This interaction further highlights his capacity for both insight and weakness. As the years pass, Charles remains trapped in a cycle of regret and emotional isolation. He is unable to move beyond his past actions or achieve personal growth. His death marks the end of a life shaped by unresolved conflict, leaving behind a legacy of pain and missed opportunities. Role in the narrative. Charles Trask serves as an early embodiment of the novel's central theme: the struggle between good and evil within individuals. His relationship with Adam mirrors the biblical story of Cain and Abel, a foundational parallel in East of Eden. Through Charles, the narrative introduces the idea that jealousy and the desire for approval can lead to destructive consequences. He functions as a catalyst for the exploration of moral choice. While Charles appears driven by his darker impulses, his moment of reflection suggests an awareness of his actions, raising questions about whether he could have chosen differently. This ambiguity aligns with the novel's exploration of timshul, or the possibility of choice. Additionally, Charles represents the lingering impact of familial conflict. His unresolved relationship with Adam casts a shadow over the next generation, influencing the dynamics of Adam's own family. In this way, Charles's role extends beyond his personal story, contributing to the broader narrative of inherited struggle. Symbolic significance. Charles Trask symbolizes the destructive power of jealousy and the human tendency towards self-sabotage. His inability to accept perceived rejection leads him to violence and lifelong bitterness. He represents the darker side of human nature, the part that seeks validation but reacts destructively when it is denied. At the same time, Charles embodies the theme of inner conflict. He is not purely evil. Rather, he is deeply conflicted, capable of both insight and wrongdoing. This duality reinforces the novel's central idea that individuals contain both good and evil within them. Charles also symbolizes stagnation. Unlike characters who evolve or seek redemption, he remains trapped by his past. His life illustrates the consequences of failing to confront and overcome one's inner struggles, serving as a cautionary example within the narrative. Through Charles, John Steinbeck likely sought to establish a modern retelling of the Cain and Abel story. Charles's character allows Steinbeck to explore the psychological roots of jealousy and violence, grounding a biblical archetype in realistic human behavior. By giving Charles depth and complexity, Steinbeck avoids portraying him as a simple villain, instead presenting him as a tragic figure shaped by circumstance and choice. Readers often view Charles Trask as a deeply tragic and unsettling character. While his violent actions make him difficult to sympathize with, his vulnerability and desire for love evoke a degree of empathy. Many readers interpret him as a cautionary figure, illustrating how unchecked jealousy and insecurity can lead to lifelong suffering. His complexity and emotional depth make him a memorable, if troubling, presence in the novel. For conclusion, Charles Trask is introduced as a strong yet emotionally unstable figure whose life is defined by his need for approval and his inability to manage rejection. His concise identity as a jealous and conflicted individual shapes his actions and relationships throughout East of Eden. Symbolically, Charles represents the destructive potential of human emotions when left unchecked. His life demonstrates how jealousy and insecurity can overshadow the capacity for love and growth, leading to isolation and regret. As a figure of inner conflict, he reinforces the novel's exploration of the coexistence of good and evil within individuals. Readers generally regard Charles as a tragic character whose flaws make him both disturbing and compelling. His story serves as a powerful reminder of the consequences of failing to confront one's inner struggles. Through Charles, the novel underscores the importance of self-awareness and the possibility, though not the certainty, of choosing a different path.